Okay, this is the Dove Lady, and I'm starting a video where I'm going to show a lot of pictures of a little light creature that I call Harry. He's always dropping down into the orbs that I'm taking pictures of when I'm using a certain camera. And I want to show you some of the pictures, and I want to show you this first of all. I made a replica of Harry. He's just kind of a dark little creature that has these long white things around him that look like spots of light. But Harry and everything else is completely made of light, and we have no idea how many things live in light. I've been seeing some as I've been taking pictures of orbs of light. And I've made many videos showing people how they can also get these pictures. It's really simple to do. So I'm not going to do that again here. I'm just going to begin showing you some of these pictures of Harry. Every time he shows up, he's like a little dark spot. But he has these white things I'm going to point to right here, these little white things around him. You'll see them more clear in some of the pictures that will go by. I've learned to recognize him, even though sometimes I only see him partly. Now, wait a minute, he's not in any of these. There he is. You see the little white parts of himself here, and then some underneath him. And I've learned to recognize the kind of residents of Harry's world, because I see them often too when I'm looking for Harry. And so when he shows up, I click his picture. And there he is again. And you can't really make that out as him, but with my trained eyes at recognizing Harry, that's him right there. Because sometimes it's difficult for him to get into the very orb that you're trying to film him in, because another orb gets in front of the one he's in. And then it makes it hard to see him. You see him pretty easily here. See the white little things on him. I tried to portray that in my little replica of him with some white beads. But his shape hardly ever changes, but I see him at different angles because sometimes the orb that I see him in is slanted or turned to the side. And Harry has other little residents in his world, like this little thing right here. I always see that, and I know that Harry will be around soon if I see that. That one's way down. Okay, there's one of the characters in Harry's world. I see this little thing quite a lot. And sometimes all I have to do to get Harry to show up, but this doesn't work every time, is just call for him. I just say, Harry, where are you? And maybe I've been looking in orbs that are with that camera for 15-20 minutes and he hadn't showed up until I say, Harry, where are you? And then right away, sometimes right away, he'll just pop up as if he heard me. Now, do I know that he heard me? Nope. But I'm almost convinced because it happens so often. There he is again. And again. Now this one you can see him a little more clear. And there he is. So now you recognize Harry. You've seen this many pictures of him. You can tell that's Harry. Sometimes his body is like silhouetted, or I don't know what, but like he's vibrating, and you can see different versions of him that go up one side, shadows or something of him. And then sometimes you see I will be seeing this sort of thing and that sort of thing, and then even here that doesn't look like Harry, but I think it might be. I took that picture anyway. Harry's world is a strange world. this world of light that Harry occupies. Here he is in a real close-up one. I really got up kind of close to him that time. But see, he's just a little shadow figure with little white bumps in certain areas above his body and below. I'm beginning to recognize quite a few images that I get real often in my photos of this strange world of light orbs. Now there's Harry again. He lives in a very colorful world quite often, and that's his friend. I see that one a lot. Quite often, what's in his world is so colorful you can't make out where Harry is because of all the color around him. Now see, there he is in this orb that's in the background. But this one didn't cover over too much, so I got to get most of him in the picture. And this sort of thing, this sort of little, I don't know what you would call it, little lumps of brown looking things. Well, they're always in that spectrum of light where I'm going to find Harry. When I see them, I know Harry is around. Like, there he is. Just barely got into this orb. He's over to the right. Now he's in it a little more. And sometimes the flash of the, well, not the flash, but the snap of the picture lets in other things and they obscure him. But this is Harry, even though you don't see a whole lot of him. And this is Harry. I have quite a few pictures of him. I decided today to gather a bunch of them together. This is the sort of thing that occupies his world. The Harry's not in this one, but this is some of the stuff that is around him. Now that's Harry right there, but you don't see him too distinctly. And there's another of his friends. I guess you can call it that, his friends. And there's Harry in a very colorful orb. Here he is again. And again. I have so many pictures of him. Now there he is in an orb that is elegant, I can't say that word, lengthening out. These orbs travel. They reproduce themselves, that's how they travel. And they move, they look like a earthworm moving in sometimes. And here he is again. It's been a couple of years now that I've been taking pictures of orbs, and I was looking at some of my older ones the other day, my older pictures of orbs that I took over a year ago, and I realized that Harry was in them too. I just, at that time, wasn't noticing him as much. But there he was. And that's his little friend. Sometimes he shows up a little more clear than other times. And there he's behind another orb, so you don't see all of his body. Now, in this one, lately I've been seeing Harry with all this stuff dragging along under him. All these little areas right here. Seems to always be with him lately. Okay, now, this isn't showing up too well, but Harry is right up there where I'm pointing to. and all that stuff is under him. These pictures didn't turn out too well, but you can kind of see it here. All this huge, bigger than hairy stuff that tags along with him these days. He shows up rather well there. And there too. Now you can see all that stuff in this picture. Pretty good. See, he seems to be tangled up with part of it in with Harry's body, if you can call it a body. He's a light creature. Turn off the light in the room, I might get a better picture. Okay. This is just a picture of an orb that I often get that it's filled with these like little tube-looking things. And that's usually where Harry can be found. But orbs look so many strange ways, and I'm just going to show you a few pictures of some of the orbs that I've been taking. It's like they develop holes in them, and the holes are colorful. And there's all kinds of markings inside these orbs. I'll see if I can bring this one up close so you can see there's circles and colors and patterns. Lines that run straight through the orb. Strange little markings that I have no idea. But so many things have concentric lines around a circle. I've noticed that quite a lot. And this one looks like a deep hole with this that has an opening at the center end of it. Now, when I'm looking at these, you're seeing the still picture, but when I take pictures of them with the video part of my camera, there's movement all the time. Nothing stays still. Everything's always in a state of movement. Now, this that you see here, this kind of a light center with circles around it of color, I see that with the naked eye quite a lot in the light. Only I see a big panorama of several of these, not just one that you see through an orb here. But I cannot draw what I see with the naked eye. But I would tell you this, it's even more strange than these pictures. And I'm always curious about the colors. Sometimes orbs are so elaborately colored, electric blue and green and pink and orange, and sometimes they're rather dull. Now, this, you can see the light source here. Always a lot of purple seems to come from the light source, but this is an orb that's sort of a teardrop shape, and this is as it comes out of the light. So it's a photon of light, but it shows up, I think, what is in empty space, which is not empty, but it's full of all kinds of weird things. Now, you see this picture and you see all these pink things. That is light refraction. I see it listed as light refraction when I look up images of light refraction. And I don't know why, but everybody's camera, if you look at it, take a picture of light, you're going to get all these little pink bumps around it. But you see these orbs come out of this light, and as they come out, they start doing strange movements. As they get further out, they get rounder. Now this one seems to be partly on its side, and you can see it's not very thick. It's like a coin in a way. And here's one that up above it that has opened up a little bigger and is showing some color. And you never know what the orb is going to look like when it opens up into its more full, rounded self. There's one as it's coming out of the light. And with the camera, or with my eyes, I can make this orb go back into the light just by the movement of the camera, because it comes from the light and goes back into the light, depending on how you're moving your camera or your eyes. I get outdoor orbs too, but sometimes they're not quite as colorful, but they're very pretty because they have the foliage outdoors in the background. They're very transparent, some of them are. I'll show you a few orb pictures I took outside. I took this one outside too. Quite a few of these that I'll show now. They're outdoor orbs. But I would say if you try to get the outdoor orbs, wait till the sun is down, lower into the sky, because you want those slanted rays coming from the sun. That's what you get most of this. Now you see how when light comes out, I've showed you that. Well, this is after it's out a little while, it will sometimes scroll up like it was a scroll, a book of light. There it is again, kind of scrolled up. And the colors can be so beautiful. Sometimes I just get so excited to see all the colors. Now this is the light, and this scene here shows a lot of orbs coming out of the light because of the glass that I'm using is several marbles glued together, so each marble has a shine on it, which reflects the light, and that's why you see a lot of orbs in this one. I feel like this is a living, pulsing, real world of light. But now I want to show you something. I've got quite a few pictures here now of light refraction. Now this is just me holding a glass little thing, like a glass, well, like something like this. I hold glass under the light, and under the glass there's a white paper which will show the shadow and the light when you do it that way, and then you're getting light refraction, which is really very beautiful too. And in some ways, light refraction looks real similar to the orbs, but not in every way. See, that's light refraction too. And it's got holes in it, and the light looks like fabric. But that's the way light looks to my naked eye when I'm looking at light. It looks like fabric that is shaped like little round circles that continually vortex and move about in such a way that they travel by turning and vortexing. That is some of that light refraction. Me holding something under the light. You can actually see the shadow of my fingers there too. And it's very interesting to look at light refraction. But I'm learning to tell the difference. Although some orbs I take pictures of do have similarities, I can tell if it's light refraction. I'm showing you still more light refraction here. Now you see that was a little glass bottle. And the light shines on glass and makes the most beautiful pictures like this one. It looks like a little bottle of magic. You can see my fingers there in this one. And there's a different glass object. And now, do you think this is light refraction? Well, in a way it might be, because I am filming the light, but this is not the same kind of pictures I was just showed you. This is back to looking at orbs, because the light in them is way more colorful and does more weird things with the orb, and with it crawling like a worm or fanning out like a fan, and making so many pictures of different looking things in the light, like this one here. I never know what color or what shape the orb's going to take. Like this doesn't even look like an orb here. I guess I got real close up in on this one, and you can't see too much of the edge of the orb because it's in movement. Now, sometimes when I'm taking pictures of orbs, there'll be 3 or 4 orbs in the viewer, but this one that is really bright here, it never lost its brightness. It stayed bright while these around it took on different colors. And a lot of times when I first focus the camera on the orb, the light will be so bright in the orb, but if I wait just a few seconds, the colors start coming in. Now this is an orb. You can see the roundness of it, but look what's going on the inside of it. All this movement of light inside of it, making all the lines and things. Often orbs have these dark looking areas, like it looks like a cave or a hole or something. What is this? Oh, yeah. Let's see if I can get this one to come on. And I will let you hear it. Emanations that are in the air. Because now I'm going to show you some orbs in movement. It's a video. That is, if this continues. And so I want to show you just a little collection. You can hear me in the front and in the background. That seem to me to be vibrating to the sound of the... I have sound with these orbs. We Are the World by Michael Jackson. Well, it's sung by Michael Jackson, but sung by many singers. I'm just showing you portions of some of the videos I've taken with music in the background. I don't know if it looks like it to you, but to me it looks like the colors and movements inside the orb are in sync with the music. This is a video of a video. No, it's not the one of the preacher. This is a young boy.
Oh no. This is a young boy who sings Tell Me Why. pictures with just the voice. So often people put music in the background of things. So this is me. I'll let you see this one. I'm reading the Dove story here.
But not all of it.
So I wanted to see what my own voice sounded like. Now, get going. I lost hold of the camera there for a second. I had to get it back, but here it goes. There it is back.
Okay, I'm going to plug this. Okay, there goes the voice off. And I'll let that play out without the voice. But the same voice, me, talking now, and saying, okay, this video started with Harry, and it's ending with these recordings I've done with music or words being spoken, so that I could see if the orb was in sync with the music or the words. And to me it seems like it is. I think I have discovered a dimension where we can see visually what, okay, that's over with. So we can see visually what all is in empty space. And this is the Dove Lady, and I'm about to not know what I'm doing here because now I have a new computer. It's called Windows 8, and everything is different. Everything's different. I'm having to get used to it, and I've been pulling my hair out sometimes because things that were simple to do now are very difficult. But it does have a lot more memory and a lot of good things about it. But it's a pill trying to get used to a different way of doing things when the other way was so much simpler. They make them better but more difficult. Anyway, this is the Dove Lady signing off for now. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.